tell us about getting this role.
Yeah, for sure. It was really worked out well. I had just finished doing another show, so I had my head shaved.
Oh,
For the
okay. They
episode I
didn't do
was
that for
doing it.
production.
So, yeah, no, I just showed up and I was already bald, and Peter loved that. So, yeah, I just went to the audition. Peter made me promise if I got the part not to have any sugar on set. In exchange for, he gave me a Game Shark for the Sega Genesis console. I don't know if anybody remembers Sega Genesis.
Yes.
But he gave me a Game Shark in exchange for no candy, no sugar on set.
Did he not want you wired? Is that what it was?
I'm assuming he's worked with kids before and they get all hyper and stuff. Yeah, and then also I remember I had to scream as loud as I could in the audition. I guess I just wanted to make sure I was comfortable screaming. I'm assuming for the scene where my mother gets shot, and I'm like, no!
That's great, man.
And yeah, but it worked out. Yeah, I had the head shaved, and I think when I was flying back from the previous show I was working on, I think Richard Dean Anderson might have actually been on the plane. So my dad was telling me that when I was asking for stories and stuff, so it was kind of just serendipitous.
Wow. So was the first time you met Rick, was that during the shoot, or did you manage to meet him before? Okay.
No, it was on the shoot, yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. Peter DeLuise is one of my all-time just favorite humans. Him and his brother David, they are the best people. Some of the best people that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. And I've heard that Peter is a wonder to work with. Like especially when the work is really clicking. It's like this guy is going to make you laugh on one hand, and then okay, straight stone face and action. And action. Is that the case?
I'm assuming, yeah, it was like 20 years ago,
right,
for me, so it's a little hard to remember specifics on set. But I mean, watching the episode, he definitely got my best performance out of me. Just watching that episode, I think that might be the best episode of television for me that I've done.
Really? You consider it your favorite?
Yeah, I think so. Don't tell X-Files fans.
I won't. I promise. That's especially with that kind of a fan base. That's a brave admission. It's interesting because in rewatching this show again, it's very clear, at least to me, that if they didn't cast the child part right, this episode wouldn't have worked.
Right.
It's like, because the whole thing revolves around this child interpreter for this being that's not even there. What was your kind of approach to that in the auditioning process? What did you think of Charlie as a person, as this new being? He shows up and he says, "I'm here to warn you," but the fact of the matter is, he should really be saying, "I was made to warn you. I was built to warn you."
Yeah, he was. I remember it was a lot of words. Watching the episode, there's so much like being the mediator between the mom and like saying all these long sentences that I'm sure I didn't know what they meant at the time. Like they're coming for a war of attrition and all that stuff. So it's very, very wordy. But I was impressed that I was able to get it all out.
What was the dialogue tough?
I'm usually pretty good with lines, even if I don't know what they mean.
Okay.
So yeah, I was always good at just memory stuff. So that sort of came easy, even though I probably didn't know what I was saying.
Well, I mean, other than words like attrition, I mean, you knew what was going on. You knew the framing of the story, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What was it like having a guardian, the most the character that was the most associated with you and the most caring about you, not existing?
Oh, I'm sure that's good for the production saved money for not hiring another actor. But yeah, it's hard to say because again, it was like 20 years ago. Right. But it was just a really nice relationship. I thought that I was shown on screen, and yeah, I'm just really proud of how it all turned out.
Would you like to see Mother?
Pardon me?
Would you like to see your mother?
Yes. Oh, wow. Is that like the original drawing?
I don't have the original. I photocopied them before transferring them over to MGM. So
Wow.
I have one in my archive as well, and I will send Mother to you.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, so these, I believe this is Ken Rebel's work, if I'm not mistaken, and so she's a hexapod, but you know, it's a face only a son could love.
Yeah,
For sure. It was one of those things that were. I regret that we didn't see them again because they were so extremely cool, but we just have to assume that between the pages of a novel or some other extra content outside of the episodic canon, that the rebel faction were taken care of. So, but
right.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, I was going to ask you, did they ever bring them back? Because it really seemed like when watching the episode that they kind of left it open.
Right.
And, yeah.
The episode, the main beat that it does change in terms of show canon was these palm scanners that are in the control room are now used when opening and closing the iris, because
for the rest of the show.
Yeah, because the Ritu obviously don't have palms; they've got claws. But yeah, that was the main beat that was changed. So yeah, this episode was just one of, I think, the sweeter stories that was told in those earlier years, but it also gave us a glimpse into a larger universe for the franchise in terms of what was possible. So, what was it like? Do you recall working with the cast at all in this, especially Richard Dean Anderson, who was almost like a surrogate dad?
Yeah, no, I remember working with Richard or Rick, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I remember working with him. He was very, very, very kind and talked to me a lot off camera and stuff, and was just like very interested in me, asking if I'd take acting classes. And back then I was like, I don't take acting classes anymore. I don't need that. And he's like, oh, yeah, either you got it or you don't. You got it, my friend. I was like, oh, thank you. And I remember Amanda Tapping was probably my second on-set crush.
Really? Who would have been the first, pray tell?
Coincidentally enough, it was an actress who, around my age, who did a couple episodes of Stargate. I was just looking her up on IMDb, but her name's Colleen Renison, and she was in an episode of Millennium I did as an extra. And so I was a boy on the bus, and so there's a lot of work with a bunch of kids there, and so, yeah.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.